Hi guys, good evening and thanks for joining. So yesterday we have started application security. So in the application security, first topic is SDLC versus SSDLC. So already I gave an introduction about application security, and also I gave an introduction about waterfall method and also Agile and Scrum process. So in the today class, what we can do, we can discuss about in the SDLC life cycle, what exactly application developers or application development team, product development team, mobile development team. So what are their roles and responsibilities, and each and every phase, what security roles and responsibilities. So we can discuss about that one. Once this topic is completed, then I can go to cryptography concept. So that is the agenda for today class. Let's start now here. So first one is requirement phase. As I said, this is not only applicable to application development part. So this is applicable to even product development, and also even it is applicable to mobile development or Internet of Things or industrial Internet of Things or operational technology or any other development also same process it is applicable to. Okay. So in the requirement phase, what product owners they will do? Product backlog refinement. So PO, product owner will do the product backlog refinement. What is mean by product backlog refinement? What are the new features we are going to implement in the application or product or mobile? Don't think like product means only product. It is applicable to application. It is applicable to mobile. It is applicable to OT or IoT or blockchain or cryptocurrency or generative AI for everything. Same concept. Product means it is a combination of everything. So product owners, so they will verify what are the new features that has to come and what are the existing feature can we do enhancement. So and also they will prioritize. So when we say prioritization part, basically here, which feature it has to come and what is the urgency of the feature in the quarter one. So what we have to deliver in quarter two financial year, what we have to deliver, quarter three, what we have to deliver in the similar quarter four. Couple of times, couple of companies, they will not follow quarterly basis. Whenever any dynamic in nature, immediately if you want to implement any enhancement of the feature or application or product related part, immediately they will make, and it's urgency one. According to that one also, they can make sure that which one reprioritization also it will change. Priority also it will change. Initially, what are we defined, couple of times because of the urgency or customer requirement or client requirement, this reprioritization also we have to do. Initially, whatever we are doing and we are submitting to business stakeholders or maybe higher management, so that is not same priority will follow. In between, couple of times spikes of the requirements or emergency related features we have to develop. For those scenario, we have to do once again reprioritization. What is mean by that one? Maybe in quarter one we want to deliver approximate 3 features, but the 3 features are not listed in the backlog refinement part. One of the new features if you want to add in that one we can make it like a spike. We have to deliver existing 3 features, and once again it is add a new feature. Total altogether 4. Once again in this 4, which one is priority 1, priority 2, and priority 3, and priority 4? Can we make it like one of the feature? Can we move to quarter 2? Can you prioritize? Okay, so new feature in quarter 1. In such a way, they will do the reprioritization also. Okay, so that one can be done when the requirement phase. Product owners will do the product backlog refinement for existing feature enhancement and also new feature development. So here basically they will gather the requirement. POs will gather the requirement. So that is about requirement phase of the SDLC life cycle. In secure SDLC life cycle, what is our role? What exactly we have to take care? So whether security wise, is there any requirement? Security team has to, whatever existing or new feature they are developing part of the SDLC life cycle, is there any security subportion it contains or any portion it contains related to security? We have to understand about that requirement as well. Security team will go through the feature development and we'll verify is there any requirement for security. In case is there any requirement for security it is existing, then what we have to do, we have to prioritize that one also, and you have to act as a product owner. So there is no security feature is not going to implement, then we have to focus on the remaining 4 phases only. Depending on what type of feature they are developing or what type of feature they are going to deliver, it completely depending on. Okay, for example, maybe database administration along with the database encryption. It's one of the new feature they want to implement. I'm repeating once again, database administration along with the database encryption. In that scenario, database administration can be done by database product owner. And what is security role here? Requirement database encryption. Now database encryption, we have to go and we have to verify what type of encryption protocol can we implement. Can we implement user side encryption, or can we implement even backend server side also? Can we make it like a security negotiation between user to client whenever they are accessing the database? In the similar way, so can we make it like SSL handshake in between end user whenever they are accessing the database? So those parameters we have to verify. Even not only that one, what type of encryption protocols or algorithms are existing? Which one we have to going to suggest? In the similar way, can we do database hardening along with the database encryption for this feature of the database administration and database encryption? So in case combination of both are existing, we have to sit together with the other internal stakeholders, then we have to deliver the project. In case there is no requirement related to security, whatever dedicated to application development, product development, mobile development, if they are implementing, we have to focus on the remaining 4 pages only. We no need to think about anything related to requirement phase. So it depends on completely whether security is involved in the requirement of the delivery of the project or delivery of the feature. First, you have to gather that one. Second one, in the design phase, it's very, very important. Software architects or solution architects will create SDD, solution design document, or HLD, high level design document, you know already, and LLD, low level design document. So what are the different types of tools they will use basically for the designing of secure, what are feature they are going to develop or what are their feature going to deliver? So they will use couple of tools like AHA is for the requirement gathering. In the similar way, Confluence. In the similar way, they will use Jira for tracking of the solutions or issues and so on. So these are the very, very popular tools they will use for designing, especially Confluence they will use more. Everything they will configure under the Confluence instead of creating the Word documents or Excel sheet or PowerPoint presentations and so on. So all these different types of tools, AHA, Confluence and Jira, everything is a part of Atlassian. Okay. So this Atlassian also, it is got compromised in 2024 around July and August time period. So it was there in the news as well. Atlassian water application development they are developing. For those application development side feature, couple of zero-day vulnerabilities are existing. There are a lot of customers also got compromised because of this Atlassian app or tool. So now design team, for example, here after gathering the requirement, whatever feature they are going to deliver by the product owner. So that feature, it will go to design phase, and design phase team, they will design about that particular product feature. So for that one, they will use solution design document format or HLD and LLD, everything they will create under the Confluence page, how the diagram looks like, how the feature to it will go away. For example, maybe if you want to take our practical day-to-day life, Facebook audio video call along with recording option. That option right now it is not available. Or maybe take WhatsApp audio video call along with recording option. That is not available right now. Maybe we want to implement that audio call plus video call. So along with that one, even we have to record that particular session. In that scenario, after gathering the requirement, maybe they want to deliver in quarter 1. So that is the way how the backlog refinement it will be done. Later that feature will go to design team. Now software architects or solution architect, what they will do, whenever any end user of the WhatsApp user, they are calling either group call or single, okay, one user to another user call, along with audio plus video, how can the traffic it will flow away? So it will go away internet, and also how the access can be accessed, and where they have to provide authentication or the authorization. They will not think about authentication and authorization. They will think about overall design. When the one end of the end user, they are making any WhatsApp call to either group of the users or maybe single user related to video call plus audio call plus recording option, how the design looks like. So that one can be done by our software architects or software design team. So now what is our role? Whatever they have done the design of this particular feature development from the WhatsApp feature side. So we have to understand about the design. That means we are more than, okay, so software architect team. We should understand about overall design, how the, so in between users, audio plus video plus recording option, it will go away. Along with that one, even we should think about security also. That means more than software architects, whatever they are doing, we should have that capability. We have to do the design analysis. Along with that one, even we have to do the analysis of the confidentiality, integrity, availability, some other factors also. For that one, we will use couple of things. That process we can call it threat modeling. Okay. Implementing threat modeling by sitting with software architects and understanding the design and identify the vulnerabilities. After identifying vulnerabilities also, we have to do the risk analysis and risk assessment. Do the risk assessment, business impact analysis, and when they are going to fix all these vulnerabilities. In the very initial stage itself, we are thinking about all the vulnerabilities. Up to 2018, we are not using this process at all. Once the feature is going to testing level only, we are testing by security team. But nowadays, hackers are increasing the hacking capability. For that reason, what we are doing, so why can't we go and why can't we do the analyzing of the design, whatever architects they are developing? Can we identify the proactive nature in the vulnerabilities identification in the design side by understanding the design architecture diagram, so that we can reduce our application feature attacks, product related features attacks, and also mobile related feature attacks. So that is the reason. So from 2018 onwards, we are started process doing the entire each and every phase. We have to analyze the how much risk is involved, how many vulnerabilities are existing. Everything we are doing in the proactive nature instead of the reactive nature. Okay. So that is about threat modeling part here. Threat modeling meaning here, identifying the threats by understanding about the design. That is called threat modeling. For that one, we have to use couple of tools. Those tools are security tools here. So same thing, we'll also use AHA, Jira for bug or security incident identification. Even we can use Confluence. And risk assessment side, we can use, what is that application? Atlassian. So these are the couple of tools we will use for the security point of view. Okay, not only developers they will use, even we can use dedicated requirement is AHA only. So here we will use couple of other tools like Jira is for the tracking of the vulnerabilities or issues. In the similar Confluence and Atlassian for the risk creation and tracking of the risk. Jira is for tracking of the vulnerabilities and closing of those things. And Confluence is for the even security team if they want to analyze anything related to threat modeling. So we have to do the couple of diagrams also. Okay. Now for this one, what are the different types of process we have to follow for implementing threat modeling? For implementing threat modeling, security team will follow one of the tool is called as Microsoft Stride. So Microsoft Stride, it's one of the very, very famous tool in the design level. So instead of going the horizontal way, what I will do, I will write here so that it will not move away to the right side. In the design phase, what security team has to do, threat modeling, they have to implement. For that one, what is the tool we are using? Microsoft Stride analysis. What is meant by Stride here? So Stride is nothing but spoofing, rising. Yes. So why we have to, after identifying the vulnerability related to security, yes, in the design, in the design, in the design also, whatever vulnerabilities we identified. So maybe authentication, they did not do the proper way of when the end user is giving the username and password, they given forgot to provide the input validation is wrong. That is design issue. For design side, yes, we have to write the tickets. For software side, we'll go to the development side. I will explain in the couple of minutes. So Microsoft Stride. So Stride is nothing but here. S is spoofing. So spoofing, it will provide based on the security point of view. Anyone can explain? Spoofing, it will represent what? Based on the confidentiality, integrity, availability, other security parameter. Anyone? Spoofing, it will represent in the security point of view what type of parameter feature?
Integrity.
Integrity. No.
Basically, it will modify, right? Modify the data. I mean, even the IP spoofing they do.
No. Tampering is a
Vulnerability.
part of integrity. Tampering, I'm asking about spoofing.
Then it would be
Authentication and authorization.
Authenticity, that's correct. Authentication. So on behalf of end user, attacker will send the request so that he will gain the unauthorized access. So authenticity or authentication. So this security feature. So now spoofing, S is nothing but spoofing here from the security point of authenticity or authentication. So now in the design, is there any flaws are existing and what is the design mechanism they implemented? They implemented directly input validation without any OTP or without any federated identity access, without any single sign-on access, or without any multi-factor authentication mechanism. All those questions we have to ask. What is the authentication whenever end user is logging into WhatsApp and making a audio call plus video call plus record option? How the authentication will happen? So we should understand about the design, ask back so many questions as much as possible to the design team and get the information related to spoofing part. Next one, tampering. What is tampering will represent?
Integrity modifications.
Exactly, modification of the data, integrity. So this integrity part. Next one is reputation. So reputation, anyone? We discussed already yesterday part of VPN.
All the three: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Right?
No, non-reputation part here. Reputation basically what it will represent. So we don't have any evidence. So for example, we don't have any logs. One of the incident it's happened, but we want to do investigation. But we don't have any evidence or any logs. How can we how can we do investigation? And all the information is not available in the alert. Can we have any evidence now? Making either false or
Yeah.
negative information. So that is called reputation part. Non-reputation, it will represent about, so how to, it's opposite to reputation basically. How to make sure that evidence should be available. How to make sure it should be logs should be available so that we can prove it. Okay, here we can ask, are you storing the logs or not? whenever any security incident it's happened. So is there any traceability is possible or not? Who has done what? Is there any evidence is available or not? For everything we have to trace it. So that is called reputation part. Next one, information disclosure.
Confidential.
Anyone?
Confidentiality.
Confidential.
Exactly, confidentiality. So sensitive data exposure or unauthorized user should not access the data. So that is called confidentiality. Any data is leaking. So confidentiality. Next one is denial of service.
Availability.
Exactly. Availability issue from the security side or parameter. And finally, we have elevation of privilege. Any guess?
High level access.
That is fine. I'm not asking about which feature it belongs to. Exactly, authorization part. So backend server, it can be validate whether he's authorized user to access or not, providing the grants or permission or access or privilege. That can be done by, so backend either Active Directory, it is a part of Windows operating system. If it is a networking side, Radius server or Taxus server. If it's application side or backend database server. If it's a cloud, we have to take care of the Azure Active Directory or else maybe Amazon Active Directory or federated identity using IAM and PAM related policies. So nothing but authorization part here. So now based on this analysis from Microsoft Stride tool, okay, so we have to ask the question back to, we have one of the tool also available. Just you can go and you can download this one. Download Microsoft Threat Modeling Tool 2016. So this one respect to software architect team or design architects, they will download and they will make a diagram. So once they will make the diagram, now we should sit with them and we have to ask how the flow. So what is one? What is second one? What is third one? What is the point? Like arrow marks we have to give. So they will give the everything. Now by sitting within them, how the flow from, okay, so end user to respect to WhatsApp application. Now second flow may be audio call, making audio call. So third one may be video call. Maybe fourth one is record option. So this is the way how the flow it will go, and finally how it will reach to backend, and finally how the other end user will receive. So this is the way. So arrow marks they will represent flow diagram wise. That is called algorithm otherwise. Then finally we should understand about that requirement and we have to ask about all these questions back. Spoofing side, is there any possibilities available? And the tampering side, is there any adding or modifying or deleting of the data it's possible? So whether all the evidences, how should be available? For that one, are you tracking or are you storing of the logs? In the similar way, confidentiality side, so are you implementing data at a rest level of the encryption controls, data at a transit level of the encryption control, so that everything should be encrypted and other people should not see that data. In the similar way, all the resource should be available for the WhatsApp audio plus video plus record option. In the similar way, whether backend WhatsApp server, it will validate whenever end user or attacker they're trying to do so high level of the access from the user level. So those questions we have to ask in case spoofing side we identified two vulnerabilities. On the integrity side, we did not identify any vulnerability. On the reputation side, we identified one vulnerability. On the information disclosure side, we identified one vulnerability. On the availability, there is no issue. On the elevation of privilege, we identified one vulnerability. Altogether, we have 5 vulnerabilities. Now we have to ask back design team, can you change the design changes now itself? Or can you propose your solution or can you make it once again changes? In case if you don't change your design, when you are going to fix all these vulnerabilities? And we have to do the risk assessment also. Risk equals to not vulnerability into threat. In our scenario, now onwards we have to use likelihood into impact. So how many times it will occur 1 year time period because of the issue? What are the consequences related to financial impact? how much money we are going to lose it. So all these risk assessment we have to do. So whether it's critical severity or high or medium or low or informational, according to our patch policy, not vulnerability management patch policy, risk patch policy also would be available. So vulnerability patch policy is different and risk patch policy is different. Whatever risk it is identified, what is the risk, whether they will accept the risk or they will mitigate the risk or they will transfer the risk or they will avoid the risk. We have to ask all these questions in case they will accept when they are going to fix this one. Okay, so those things we have to do, and in case if they're accepting that changing in this release itself, it's a well and good for us. They accepted, but they want to make it for the new releases. They don't want to change the design now, redesign once again. When they are going to fix it, we have to ask whether it will take 1 month or whether it will take 2 months or whether it will take 3 months or whether it will take 1 year. Okay, so that is the way how we have to coordinate and collaborate, and we have to sit together and we have to solve the problems. So that is our design side. So once after identifying the vulnerabilities, also what we have to do now, we have to raise Jira tickets. We should not use ServiceNow or any other, because developers, they normally application development, product development, or any other development related feature side, normally 99% of the case will not use ServiceNow. Everybody will use Jira only. We have to raise Jira tickets and we have to assign to the respective stakeholders. In this sense, software architects. Okay, so it's a very, very popular tool. Along with that one, we have passed on Dread also, but that is not that much famous. 99% all over the worldwide, everybody using. So Microsoft Stride analysis only. Okay, you can remember this one. So as I said, note I will provide here. After identifying the vulnerabilities in the design side, please raise a Jira ticket and assign to design team so that they will fix it. In case they don't fix all the vulnerabilities in the current release, do the risk assessment, and confirm when they are going to fix it. So that is what we have to do under the design side. So next one is development. ServiceNow doesn't have that feature right now. So because sprint planning, they did not implement yet by ServiceNow. Only ServiceNow has a knowledge base. ServiceNow has an asset inventory. ServiceNow, it will take care of the instant lifecycle management process. ServiceNow, it will take care of the change management, problem statement, and solution statement. So they don't have the full-fledged features related to whatever Jira is supporting right now for project delivery of the application development, product development, and also mobile development and so on. Now ServiceNow is trying to implement all these features so that they can give competition to Jira. Okay, they are trying to work on all these things. Whatever drawbacks are existing right now in ServiceNow. So that's why there are a lot of recruitment is going on ServiceNow. By the way, ServiceNow, it will give more salary as compared to Google and Facebook. It's one of the highest paid company. Even Facebook also will not sorry, Microsoft also will not give that much packages. Even Google also will not give that much packages. But ServiceNow company will give so much of package. By the way, they will recruit only NITs and IITs only, most of the cases. On development side here, it's a part of CI/CD pipeline. Continuous integration and continuous development. Now, what is the feature we are discussing about here? We are discussing about the feature name is called as WhatsApp audio call, video call plus record option. Now, development master, how many developers are available in the team for this particular feature delivery, continuously he will sit with them and they will develop the code. So whether they are using for single programming code or multiple programming languages. Don't think like for one application development only we have to use one programming language. It's not like that. One application development in my past company or previous company, sorry, we are using 21 programming languages, almost all the programming languages. We are using ASP.NET Framework, VB.NET, C Sharp, in the similar PHP, Python, PowerShell, AngularJS, J2E, Advanced Java, Core Java, React.js. Okay, so there are so many programs, C, C++, and so on. So for everything, one of the developer is required or one of the programmer is required, depending on what is the delivery of the timeline or deadline. Okay, so even Facebook also. So for one of the Facebook development, there are so many repositories and libraries will be there. Continuous these developers, they will enhance the feature. Don't think like Facebook is only using one of the programming language. It will use so many programming languages also. Whatever module it is supporting and whatever module they are developing according to that one. So we can do the continuous development, continuous integration part. Okay. So all the developers will work on feature delivery by using development or programming languages. So continuously they will develop and continuously they will integrate it to DevOps. So integration can be done by DevOps team. Then what is our role in our so development side? So here couple of tools they will use for code quality and code assurance. Not our team, developers also, they will verify whatever code they are developing, whether all the code is correct or wrong. Is there any bug is existing? Okay. For that one, they will use couple of tools like Sonar Cube. So it's a code quality and code assurance tool. It's one of the famous tool. After completing development is completed, they will run scan against all the code. Now code will provide tool will provide in the code whatever developers or programs they developed the code. Is there any development related issues are existing? Whether they create integer or maybe character or maybe data structures or maybe functions or oops concept, whatever, whether they defined correctly or not. Okay, so all those code quality and code assurance can be done by our Sonar Cube and also couple of other tools, third party software. So they will use TPS also, third party software. For that one, they will use couple of other tools like a Sneak. It's one of the open source tool. So they will copy paste the TPS, whatever they are going to use. Is it a latest version or older version? Okay, so that can be done by developers. Then what we have to do from security point of view? So we have to do couple of scans like SAST scans, static application security testing. So development scans are programming scans or code scans. So that is called SAST, static application security testing. So SAST has another name also, that is called SCA, static composition analysis. So both are same, SAST or SCA, static composition analysis. So static, why we are saying is static here, code will not change here and there. Code is a fixed one. Water code they are developing here and there, it will not move it. So that's why it is called static. Okay. So now for this one, we have to use couple of tools like, I will go back here, SAST or SCA, static application security testing, or static composition analysis. Different companies, they will use different names. For example, Wipro, they will not call it a SAST, they will call it SCA. Accenture, they will call SAST. TCS, they will call SAST. It depends on organization to organization. So now whatever CI/CD pipeline it is there, so you can integrate with our tools, part of the code scanning. Okay, so this one portion only. In development side, security team will do two different types of scans. One is called static application security testing. So this is the first one. So this is nothing but code scan. Against, can anyone say answer? Against what it will run exactly, and it will identify the security vulnerabilities. Code scan against. Anyone?
Host names.
Sorry?
Host names, servers.
No. That is OS scan or server scan or IP scan. That is in the operating system scan. We are discussing about application development now. It will code scan, it will run against. You know the answer, but you don't know that is the correct answer or not. OS top 10. All application category of the attacks. So all the tools, whatever we are using, so they have all the plugin IDs or signature in their tool. Now we have to take the code. Either you can take the manual way of the code by asking the developers, or else you can integrate CI/CD pipeline, whatever they are using, that URL link and also library name, package name, and you can create a project. As I said, how many developers they are working on? For one application development, maybe 20 different types of programming language they are using. Or one product development, they are using 20 programming languages. So total 20 modules or libraries and packages they will develop. So now every module can be taken care by one or two developers, or maybe depends on the how much line of the code it is available. Now here we have to create 20 projects. These 20 projects, because maybe one of the module has C programming language, one of the program is C++, one of the program language has a Python, one of the program language, one of the module has a PowerShell. So that's why we have to create 20 projects. So each and every project you can give the respective stakeholder name and module name. Otherwise, module name you can give. Okay. Now we have to take that code, whatever 20 modules we do have. Either you can take manual way, but how many manual time it will take longer time. So that is the reason wherever they are developing the code, whether they are developing the Azure DevOps or whether they are developing using Purpose or SVN or GitHub. So these are the couple of places normally regularly they will develop the code. Developers will develop the code in different places, like one is Azure DevOps or Amazon DevOps. Development related libraries, that code we have to take in the similar way. Purpose, SVN. Now SVN right now we are not using anymore. In the similar way, GitHub. And so on. So now whatever code they are developing for these places, take that particular module name or your URL link. Here you have to take URL link and username of the module and also password of the module and integrate it to our tools. So these are all things can be developed by developers. Now what are the tools we will use? So security tools are so right now we are discussing about only one scan, and second scan also we do have. Security tools for SAST or SEA, HP45. But what is the drawback with HP45? It is a complete command line interface. We have to log into the backend Linux server or Unix server if you want to troubleshoot. Front end we can use it, but whenever if we're upgrading the HP45 or maybe fixing of the issues, you should require a lot of commands. That is the drawback, but features wise, it will give more features part. Second one, check marks. So check marks are also competitor to HP45. It is very, very user friendly. We have to take the code and we have to create the project, and later we have to import that all the code whatever they developed. How many lines of the code it is available, whether it's 50,000 or 1 lakh or 2 lakhs or 3 lakhs. Okay. So otherwise you can take manual file, whatever code they are developing, just you can create a project. Manually you can upload that file also. That is also fine. Either you can do manual scan analysis by integrating the CI/CD pipeline of the URL and password and also username. Okay. So third one, Vera code. Vera code also it's one of the very famous tool. All these are Gartner report quadrant vendors. Next one, IBM App Scan. So these are the couple of very, very famous tool it is available. There are so many, but these are the right now topmost code scanning tools. Now it will run against what? As I said, WASP top 10. And it will give all the top 10 attacks, whatever code it has security related issues are existing based on the CWE, common weakness exploitation or enumeration. So it will give the risk score along with that one where the code issue existing correctly. Now, whatever code issues it is identified, whether really that code has issues or not, whether it's a false positive or true positive. Couple of times what developers they will do or programmers they will do, they will create lot of unnecessary libraries and packages for testing, whether the code is working or not, whether the code is executing or not, whether the code is compiling or not. For that one, they will make, there are so many unnecessary folders or modules they will create. All those modules also we have to exclude whenever we are making the scan. Otherwise, you can ask where the code is exactly it is located. Provide that URL link and provide the username and password. Otherwise, ask them to provide the overall, okay, so lines of the code in the manual way so that we can run it. After running this code, now what we have to do? We have to do the analyzing of these code scans. That's why you should require one of the programming language. That's what I said. This is the problem. So all the security will face the issues. If you don't have any programming language knowledge, we cannot do proper analysis. And you are raising a Jira tickets and assigning to the developers or programmers or mobile developers or mobile programmers. Then they will ask back. They will come back. I developed the code is correct. Why your tool is showing is wrong? Maybe your tool is showing is a false positive. Can you prove this particular code is wrong by providing the attack exploitation or attack enumeration? So that is the way cross questions it will come to security team. In that scenario, so you should respond back to the developer stating that, so you should not define this code in this way. You have to define in this way. So you have to inform to them what is the solution also. Tool will give automatical solution also, but you should understand. So because of this one, how the attack really it will happen. Okay. So that is about code scanning part. This code scanning is the couple of tools we can use. Now, note, after completing code scan, generate the report similar to like vulnerability management and raise a Jira ticket based on the severity of the bug or security issue. Now, once again here also, what are patch policy they defined for the development side. So whether they have to fix these critical code related issues in the 10 working days or 30 working days or 90 working days. Once again, this code scanning fixes are patch policy also depending on organization to organization. Okay. Once they will fix, now what we have to do? we have to rerun once again whether really that code issue fixed or not. Okay. Reconfirmation, same similar to like VM. In the VM, what we will do, we will take IP address or host name. Here, what we are doing, here we are taking the code. That is the only difference. Okay, second scans in the development part of CI/CD pipeline is TPS, third-party software. So there are two different types of third-party software. One is open source, second proprietary. Proprietary means commercial. It's not a free of cost. Two different types of third-party softwares. First one is open source. Second one is commercial or proprietary. Nothing but vendor wise. So these are the two different types of third-party software we can use. Couple of examples of the third-party software applications are examples of third-party software. Apache, Tomcat. It's a free version available, commercial also available. Spring Boot framework, Log4j, OpenJDK, Oracle Java, next one OpenSSL, Python, PowerShell, and so on. Okay, there are so many third-party softwares. These developers they will use. We'll go with one of the example. Yes, we have to do that scanning. I'm going to explain now. So example, you can go and download Log4j latest version. So Apache is a part of Log4j. Now you can see download. So go to download page. So this is the one, Apache Log4j 2.24. This is what it's got compromised in 2021 December 19th. So that version is got compromised Log4j 0.02, Log4j 1.0. Because of the 30 billion USD dollars all over the worldwide, it is got compromised. Log4j now it's a open source. We can download this one and we can do the customization based on our requirement, and we can develop our product or mobile or application. So this is like one type of third-party software. Okay. So in the similar way, Spring Boot framework, download. So what our latest version is using, we have to download, yeah, wherever it is possible, and how the application developers or product developers, they, they are going to develop. They have to download this SDK version 17, and they have to do the customization, and then they can develop for our application developments and product development side. In this similar way, OpenJDK, latest software download. So this from OpenJDK. So obviously we can go it for JDK Java 21. 21.047. This is the latest version. Okay. So now these third-party softwares, so they will use for the application development, product development, and mobile development, and so on. In case they don't use latest version of the respective third-party software, couple of vulnerabilities will be existing. Now, whatever third-party softwares we are using across our organization, we have to take these libraries and packages, part of the CI/CD pipeline once again. Code is different, and these packages versions are different. These packages we have to take, and we have to integrate it to our tools like scanning tools of the third-party software. First one is white block duck. White source, GitHub, Sneak. So these are the couple of tools. Block duck and white source are very, very famous. Okay. Most of the organizations say that they will use out of these two only. So dedicated to this one also we have a lot of vacancies. Dedicated to white source also we have a lot of vacancies. And dedicated to SAST also we have a lot of vacancies in the market. Okay. So now whatever third-party software we are using, all these libraries and packages, you can take that information and go and create a project in the blockdog or white source or other tools and run the scan. Now it will run against not WASP top 10. It will run against anyone. Any guess? Any guess? What about Nessus tool or Qualys or Rapid7? It will run against?
Vulnerability.
No, vulnerabilities, it will give the reports to us. What I'm trying to say here, how it will run based on what is the baseline it will take, and it will run and it will throw bug or alert or vulnerability or loophole. It will run against all the Nessus tool and Qualys and Rapid7 plugin ID or signature. Even here also plugin ID or signature. So every third-party software has a plugin ID or signature. So vendor like a white source or blockdug or GitHub or Sneak, what they will do? So they will update their database continuously by integrating with all these open source softwares. For example, in my organization, I'm using Spring Boot framework is SDK V17 version. So that is the latest one. But in my organization, what I'm using, SDK V14 I'm using in my current organization. I did not upgrade to latest version, SDK V17. Now what these tools will do, these tools will run against latest version. In their database, it will be their SDK V17. But what is our version?
14.
14. It will compare these two now. SDK V17 versus SDK V14. Whether it is matching or whether mismatching. Whether matching or whether mismatching. Mismatching.
Mismatching.
Yeah, it is a mismatch. Now what will happen? In the V14, is there any vulnerabilities are existing? In case vulnerabilities are existing, just you can go and you can check. Spring Boot manual way. This is manual way. Framework SDK V14 security vulnerabilities. I'm checking manual way, but tool will do automatic way.
Path traversal.
Yeah, path traversal. Okay, so vulnerability threatens millions. It's one of the attack. It is existing part of the Spring Boot framework, and that is the CVID, and this is CVSS core. Okay, now you should understand about this one, how it will happen and what exactly it will happen and so on. So we have to upgrade the latest version, or we have to we have to implement HTTP firewall. We have to switch over to from Spring Boot framework to either Tomcat or Jetty. Jetty also another third-party software. So now we are doing this one in manual analysis, but we no need to do manual analysis. What tool will do? Because in our application development, maybe there is more than 500 third-party softwares. All these 500 third-party softwares, will you go and will you do manual analysis? It will take too much time for us. So that is the reason we have to use automated tool, and automated will run against latest version. In the legacy version or older version, whatever we are using in our current organization, is there any vulnerabilities are existing? In case vulnerabilities are existing, what is the CVID? What is the CVSS score? What is severity of the incident or risk? So, and what is the vulnerability name and vulnerability description and solution? Similar to like VM as it is. Now we have to do the analysis, and the same ends again. Note, after running the scans using TPS tools, against plugin ID or signature, generate the report and segregate based on anyone, segregate based on
CVSS score.
yeah, based on
CVSS
CVSS score or severity, and create a ticket, create a Jira ticket, and assign to whom we have to assign. Whom we have to assign? Developers.
Developers.
So now developers will go on, they will verify really these vulnerabilities are existing, what Spring Boot framework it is showing, and also they have to check the compatibility also, whether really for upgrading these version, what is the application performance, whether it will work or not, is there any break or outage it will appear, is there any availability issue will occur, all those verifications they will do. So that is called compatibility check. In case there is no availability issues, there is no performance issues, it will not cause any breaking of the application, then so based on their sprint planning cycle, so then they can go and they can fix it. So that is the way how these vulnerabilities can be patched by respect to developers. Now what is our role after fixing them by developers? What is our role? What is our role once again?
We have to
Validate.
Exactly, we have to rerun the scan once again, and you can see in that report whether this particular patch, whatever the patch, is reappearing in the results or not. Confirmation, we are doing auditing now. So that is our role. So these are the two different types of scans can be done under the CI/CD pipeline, part of the development phase. Here we go, third one, testing phase. So testing side, what SDLC life cycle of the testers they will do, they will verify performance testing, feature testing, and also they will verify is there any lag or jitter, and also network issues. So they will create couple of test use cases by creating test use cases by testers. Couple of examples are So Selenium testing tools. So once again, they will use once again automated and manual both. So next one, JavaScript or HTML. Whatever. Okay, so testing they are developed today. According to that one, they can test it. Load runner test. It's one of the tool. So according to that one, whatever, so they will use couple of tools for this one. That is automated way. Using tools they are running and they are verifying the testing. So that is called automated way. If they are checking everything manual way, how the application behavior, how the product behavior, how the mobile behavior, how the OT behavior through manual and automated. And in case any issues are existing, so then they can go and they can fix it. So that is testing related team. They will do it. So now what we will do part of our role, VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. So that is our role, VAPT. So fourth phase is testing phase. So here we'll take care of the VAPT, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Once again under this one, what is vulnerability assessment and what is penetration testing? So vulnerability assessment, by running the scans and identifying the vulnerability, is called vulnerability assessment. It's one of the interview question also, by the way. Running the scans and identifying the vulnerabilities is called as vulnerability assessment. Then what is PT? Penetration testing.
Testing of the applications to know the vulnerabilities.
Yes. So whatever vulnerabilities identified by the vulnerability assessment team, either through manual or automate, really those vulnerabilities attacker can be exploited or not. Whether really that vulnerability is existing or not. Is it a false positive or true positive? So in case vulnerability cannot be done by enumerating or exploiting by the attacker, that is a false positive. In case that vulnerability or loophole or bug can be exploited and enumerated, it's a possible, then that is called as a true positive. So that is difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. In the vulnerability assessment side, maybe it will give the just vulnerability. It will show like weakness is existing. In the penetration testing side, we are doing more than that. We are evaluating and also we are enumerating or we exploiting. Really attacker can make that vulnerability can be exploited. Then it will become threat or not. Okay. So whatever vulnerability identified can be enumerated or exploited by an attacker or red team or internal employees also. Otherwise, you can give generic one. Exploited is called as PT, penetration testing. For that one, we will use three different types of testing. One is black box penetration testing, gray box penetration testing, white box penetration testing. Once again, we can do DAST also, dynamic application security testing. Okay. So what is meant by SAST already we discussed. SAST is for the code scanning. DAST is for dynamic application security testing. We will launch the application and we can use one of the proxy tool. So the proxy means don't think like a network proxy. Application security proxy tool that may be Kali Linux or Metasploit or Burp Suite or some other third party OS job, all these tools. So now in between our testing machine to the respective backend application, so these tools will act as a proxy. Now we will run we will do manual way, and also we'll do automatic way also. So how the tester they will do same way, manual and automated, we can also have to do both automated and also manual way. Okay, that is called dashed. So dashed meaning here logging into application and changing from here and there. So dynamically it will change the behavior. For example, you are logging into Gmail and you are moving from inbox to sent items to you are going to drafts, you are drafting, so you are going to spam to you are going to uh, maybe what is the social network related folders or some other folders. So whenever you are moving the cursor from here and there, application behavior backend it will change. So verifying the application in motion and identifying the vulnerabilities is called as DAST, dynamic application security testing, with automated way. Okay, so coming back to here, this penetration testing is also called security testing. So as I said, up to 2015 or 2016 or 17, we are not focusing on design, and also we are not focusing on the development level of the scanning. Just we are running these security scans against testing phase only, and we are verifying is there any vulnerabilities are existing or not. So all those testing related reports we can generate, and we'll ask developers and testers and also design team fix those issues or bugs. This is up to 2015, I can say, or 2018. So this is the process we are following. We are not implementing all these three different types of phases of the security. Even now also, whether DMART is implemented entire SDLC lifecycle application security process, no, they did not implement yet. Whether orange towels or morning star towels they implemented, so the entire life cycle of the SDLC life cycle implementation, first of all they will not do even penetration testing also. So all these retail, so maybe Swiggy they implemented recently, and also PhonePe and Google Pay also implemented recently. What about other vendors or whatever other customers are okay clients, whether really they implemented all this entire process? No, not at all. So that is the reason. So lot of hacking it's happening to application side. Out of 100% of the overall applications, what are business verticals they are using related to healthcare industry or banking sector or telecom sector or oil and gas sector or finance sector and so on. Maybe I can say 30% of the customers only they implemented entire SDLC lifecycle controls. What about remaining 70% of the customers and clients? They are doing only penetration testing. Couple of customers, not even they are doing penetration testing also. Okay. So this is the reason. So we are getting a lot of hacking, and even whenever you are trying to access any application or mobile apps or product related things, please try to understand what is the behavior. Just like that, you whatever okay pop-ups or ads or advertisements or malicious URL it is appearing, don't click on that one. Otherwise, so more chances are there it will redirect to deface website or fake website or third party website, so that you will lose your money, or you will lose your PIA data or PHA data. Okay, so now as I said, 70% of the customers still they have to implement all this process. So yeah, that is what, as I said, up to 2015, 2018 or 2020, we are taking care of only the penetration testing. We did not implement all these. From 2020 onwards, each and every company is following entire secure SDLC life cycle. We have to take care of the security from starting the requirement phase, design phase, and development phase, and testing phase also. Okay, in the VAPT side, before going to VAPT, DAST. What is DAST here? Dynamic.
Application.
Yeah. Dynamic application security testing. So launch the application, make third-party tools as a proxy, example. So you can go and you can see WASP job. It's one of Postman also. WASP job. It's one of the open source. So this is the one we can install, download. If you want, you can test by installing this one. Okay. So you can launch. You can open any of the application. For example, I'll open facebook.com. I think a proxy number is 8080 and loopback address we have to give 127.0.0.01. You can go to event documentation as well. Now I open the facebook.com, log into Facebook application, and download this job 2.15, and you can launch this one and make a connection between WASP job and also Facebook. Now after logging to Facebook, here and there you can go and you can revisit. Like if go to home page, go to notification page, go to uploading of the photos or videos or audios and so on. So automatically your WASP job it will run and it will throw against WASP top 10. Is there any vulnerabilities are existing? Even DAST also it will compare and it will run against WASP top 10. Okay, this is one of the tool. In the similar Postman. Postman is a company. So this one of the tool. Okay, in the similar burp suite is number one. Almost 99% of the organizations they will use this one only. Okay. So these are the couple of tools. Burp suite, OS job, Kali Linux, extra, and run against WASP top 10. We no need to run against automatically WASP job. They integrated to WASP top 10 is integrated to WASP job tool. So then it will run against WASP top 10 and it will give the errors. And identify the vulnerabilities. So now it will come like a SQL injection attack, cross-site scripting attack, null attack, buffer overflow attack, and so on. Okay. So that is about DAST. Coming back to penetration testing types.
White to black and gray.
Yeah. White box. Next one is gray box. Next one, black box. So these are the penetration testing. So you can ask any Deloitte company or KPMG company or EY, Ernst & Young, in the similar NCC Corporation and PwC. They will do very, very famous for the penetration testing. All these are like a, not only they will do finance audit, even they will do the penetration testing also. Okay. So now ask them really, okay, I will give another application to Deloitte team or maybe, okay, KPMG team or maybe, so EY team or PwC team. I will not provide any username and password related to admin. Can they go and can they will identify the full-fledged vulnerabilities? Not at all. If
No.
really those people, they have that capability, they will not work for Deloitte or PwC or KPMG and so on. They will become really hackers. Illegally, they will earn money. Okay. Always any third-party penetration testing, whoever is doing also, they will completely will do white box only. When I was working on X companies, I used to ask same question, whether your organization is doing black box penetration testing. We don't have that capability and we don't have the skills. Then what type of penetration testing you will do? We'll do only white box. Okay. So now white box meaning here, providing the entire information related to either server or database or application or cloud or Active Directory or network devices, and getting the full-fledged vulnerabilities list is called white box. For that one, we have to provide the admin username and password to the penetration testers. So block box meaning here, just I will give the only URL link. I will give only Facebook URL link. Then he has to identify the what is the vulnerabilities are existing in my Facebook company. Example, I'm part of Facebook employee. Okay. So this is called block box. This one right now I'm explaining about. So one of the application I took it and I'm explaining about application side. Gray box. Instead of the admin username and password, I will give the user username and password. Okay, go back. If I'll say in this one, you will not understand. Example, www.facebook.com. If you want to do the black box, white box, and gray box penetration testing for facebook.com and identify the vulnerabilities list, so then, so if it is white box, for the penetration testers, what we have to provide? Facebook admin username and password. By the by, I have one question. Do you have Facebook user account related to username and password? And do you have the admin username and password?
Username only.
Yeah, username only. They will not give the admin username and password. Admin username and password will be there by Facebook development team. That to whatever modules they are developing. Not for entire overall Facebook admin modules, they will not give. Each and every module, whatever they are developing, the developers, for that particular module only, that to development environment and testing environment only, they will give the access. And this penetration testing also we should not do for the live applications or live servers, live databases, live network or live cloud and so on. So everything we have to do penetration testing for the testing related applications only. Okay, so here we are providing admin username and password so that respective team they will run either through automated and manual, and they will identify the vulnerabilities list. What are the two different ways of the penetration? They will do it through DAST, that is called automated, and also manual way.
So,
Second one, gray box. What is gray box here? Even Facebook application has service account or user account. They will create their own user account or service account. Service account does not contain the full-fledged whatever admin has the capability. Okay, so Facebook will provide service account or user account, username and password, and they have to run against once again automated and manual, and they have to identify the vulnerabilities list. Then what is black box? We will not provide any username and password, just we can provide the only URL link. So then, so once again run either a dashed or manual way and have to identify. White box meaning here we are full-fledged information to the testers, and getting the vulnerabilities information is called as white box penetration testing. Then what is gray box? Providing the partial information to the testers and getting the information is called as gray box. Then what is black box? Without providing any information, so running against penetration testing and getting the vulnerabilities list is called as black box. So these are the three different types. Okay, now we can go for server or database. Take example of database. Don't think like we will do penetration testing only for the application side. And whatever in the Naukri or Indeed or Dice or maybe LinkedIn or maybe Monster or timejobs.com and so on, most of the cases, whatever job description they are giving, VAPT, it is applicable to application security only. Very, very rare cases they will give for product. If they will give product, they will say specifically, they will say product security. If it is mobile security, yes, they will specify the mobile. And if they want for OT or IoT or IIoT, or cryptocurrency or blockchain. Specifically, they will say all those, so other technologies also. Whenever someone is posting in the Naukri or LinkedIn, we need VAPT vacancy. Indirectly, they are referring application VAPT security analyst or penetration tester. And that person no need require threat modeling, no need to require development scans also, dedicated to VAPT only. Not even these two. Everywhere we have vacancies. In the entire life cycle, we have vacancies. And also each and every sub portion also we have vacancies. So design side we have vacancies, development side we have vacancies, and VAPT side also we have vacancies. Depends on our organization to organization. But whatever company I worked on, so I used to take care of entire everything. Okay. But if you are going for multinational companies like TCS, Infosys, Accenture, HCL, Tech Mahindra, Capgemini, Mindtree, and so on. So everything like sub portion. So they will give each and everywhere boundary. Threat modeling one person. So development team is one person, and the penetration testers another vacancy. That's the way how they will make it. They know one person cannot do all this capability. Jack in all trades person will not available in the market. One person is not excellent in each and every field. Okay, they know that is the reason everywhere they will make it like a boundary or segregation part. So now database, we will take example. I will give a couple of examples of the practical also. Now take example of the PGSQL. We have to do PGSQL penetration testing from the attacker point, even though it is an internal server. From the penetration testing side, is there any vulnerabilities are existing? So here we have to provide database admin username password for the white box. That to development environment only. For gray box, we'll create one of the service account or one of the non-privileged account. It does not contain that much highest privilege. And finally, white box. Sorry, gray black box. So here we'll provide only database IP address. I will not provide anything. Just I'll provide IP address or host name of the database. Then you can hack it. So this is the way each and every place we have vacancies. How we can do white box, gray box, and black box. I will give one practical scenario. Couple of companies like Citrix. So Citrix is located. It's a product development company. It is located in the Bangalore. Domlur it is located. For that particular one of the vacancy related to product security, they expected five different skills per one person. That's approximate 2 is that vacancy still it is vacant. I did not attend, but a couple of my colleagues are attended. Sai and a couple of other people are attended. So what exactly they expected from this vacancy for Citrix product security? They need Active Directory penetration testing guy. They need network penetration testing guy for routers and switches, load balancers and firewalls. They need application side penetration testing people. They need cloud. They need SCADA related to ICS, industrial control system. And also, finally, they need product. Last but not least, cloud also they are given. All these vacancies they given for this single vacancy. One person has to skill set is available for everything. Okay. So my friend, he given up to only 2. One is application is very strong, and also product is very strong. Remaining 4, he doesn't have the any so capability. Unfortunately, he did not qualify in the first round itself. Okay, but will they give very good packages? No. After completing all the 6 rounds or 7 rounds or 5 rounds of the interview also, finally they will say like, we don't have budget. They need all the skills in one person, but they don't have the budget. This is the way how the market it should be. Not only that one, Honeywell, Siemens, next one, Google, Facebook, Citrix, as I said, Nokia, Motorola. So all these companies, they'll expect one single person should have all these skills related to product, mobile, cloud, Active Directory, servers, databases, and so on. Okay. So that is about penetration testing side. After that, what we have to do now, note, after completing penetration testing and vulnerability assessment, generate the reports based on the severity, raise the JIRA tickets, and assign to respective developers or testers where the issue is existing. Okay. So this is what we have to do. Now testers or developers or design team, they can go and they can verify where is the issue, can we fix it or not, whether it's a false positive or not, they can verify. And finally, they will come back to us. And once again, we have to test that one. And we have to see whether really from the attacker point of view, it's possible or not. Whether they fix the vulnerability or not. So that is our role. Once this one is completed, now finally, release phase. So see, nowadays, whatever people they are following entire life cycle of the SDLC, even though testing is completed by the software development team, without security testing, they will not release the feature to public. If they will release without testing proper, this is what it will happen in the past. Microsoft global outage because of the CrowdStrike Falcon sensor agent, without doing the proper testing, they release to the public. Avanti, VPN, they release to the public. There are a lot of vendors without testing the properly, without fixing the security vulnerabilities, they are released to the public. Whether attackers, they will simply sit idle, whether they'll freely available, no. They'll do completely hacking continuously, and they will see is there any vulnerabilities are existing. And finally, they will identify the loophole or weakness and they will try to exploit. And finally, the systems will get compromised. So that's why now in future going forward, what company has to do, without security sign of any feature it is released to the public, it should not release basically to the public. So that is the way condition they have to put it. Then only we can hack at least, or we can minimize risk, or we can reduce the risk related to all these different types of application or product or mobile or OT or IoT related zero-day vulnerabilities or normal vulnerabilities or penetration testing related issues. Okay. Now, once everything is finally successful, so after DevOps team is completed, successfully tested, then they release to the public. After normal testing and security testing is completed successfully, release team will release to the public. Next day, so respective development companies related to product or maybe mobile or maybe application side, it will be there in the news channels or maybe conferences or maybe so newspapers we can see. So Facebook is released new feature. Apple, okay, so companies released one of the 16 version of the Apple. Samsung released new product, or Redmi is released a new product. Philips is released a new product related to healthcare. GE Healthcare is released new product. Honeywell is released a new product. In such a way, they will announce to the public. Now, public or customers, they will purchase either features or maybe development or related to product and so on. This is the way how the overall life cycle it will be happen. So what we have to do, but in the security side, we no need to take care of anything here. Release side, everything will be 10 by, so our normal software development lifecycle release team. So this is what we have to implement going for what for each and every customer, that may be irrespective of the business vertical or irrespective of the what type of business they are doing. Okay. So this is called overall SDLC lifecycle versus SSDLC lifecycle. What are the different types of interview questions we can expect for if you are going for endpoint security vacancy or network security vacancy or vulnerability management vacancy or cyber security SOC vacancy or maybe information security auditing related vacancy. Okay. What is vulnerability assessment? What is penetration testing? What is OWASP top 10? Next one, what is SQL injection attack? What is cross-site scripting attack? So these are the 5 to 6 questions only. Continuously they will ask. But if you are going for dedicated to VAPT vacancy, they will expect more. They will give scenarios. First of all, they will give the written test. They will give a couple of labs to you, and you have to successfully exploit that labs. Then only they will take the interview. Okay. So that is about overall SDLC versus SSDLC. So that's it about. Hope you got it, whatever I said. Is there any doubts? At least you got some idea, right? What is application development, product development, mobile development, OT development, cryptocurrency development, blockchains development, generative AI development, what they have to follow each and every life cycle. I know it is not that much easy to understand about all these different new terminology, because endpoint is separate version, network is separate version, cyber security is separate version, and information auditing is separate version, application security separate version. Okay, but you should get it at least some idea what is mean by application security, what is WAF and what is OWASP top 10, what is SDLC versus SSDLC and so on. Okay, by the way, I forgot to say something to you. Yeah, so I completed all the endpoint security roles and responsibilities as promised or committed. So these are all EDR roles and responsibilities, DLP roles and responsibilities, encryption roles and responsibility, file integrity monitoring roles and responsibilities. In the similar vulnerability management also completed. Only networking side which is pending. I will complete by tomorrow evening that one. Please go through these things as well. Okay. So that's all for today. Tomorrow I will start OWASP prompt and don't skip tomorrow class. No. Tomorrow I will start cryptography. Don't skip tomorrow class. Even for endpoint network application or cyber security or information security also, cryptography is one of the very hot topic for to ask the interview questions. So please don't skip tomorrow class. It's my request. Okay guys, that's all for today. Apologies, I took almost 2 hours. So have a nice evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.